Hey guys, Monday night.
What is going on? It is another Monday night Sketchy Live. Hey, can you see this little cable in front of me?
No, yeah, you can.
Oh, well, what? Glad you were there to tell me it wasn't there.
Sorry. Hey guys, you are in for a treat tonight.
A treat.
Johnny is going to be finally, because we've
There we
talked about
go.
this for a couple weeks. He's going to be
Yeah.
drawing.
we plan to finally put down on paper or pseudo paper sketchable, our sketchable app.
Yes.
We're gonna draw up the Kona truck transformation so you can see what the plan is.
The vision.
We got lots to talk about. We've acquired parts, we got stuff, we got questions for you, interactions. Please be a part of it. Please have questions, comment, like, subscribe, do all that kind of cool stuff. You've made it. ityB, Johnny Jalopy, Sketchy Live Monday. We'll see you in a few. Hit. I wish that theme could really where we were to play it like further and then it's a jamming tune.
It really is.
I love our theme.
And you still talk about changing it all the time.
I do though, because I have got ideas. We heard this new band that's been locally, and I'm like, maybe I can get them to record
not pay them and get them to record something.
Maybe. You never know. We're cool people. We're their new stalkers. Hey, you've made it. You've made it Sketchy Live. It's Sketchy Live Monday. What is going on?
Yes, we are excited to be here tonight. We've had some technical difficulties the last couple of weeks, so for Johnny to be drawing tonight is quite the treat.
That's right. Search Hot Rod Live Sketching. Tell me how many pages you see. Love to hear. Love to know. I know there's a lot of live comic book sketchers and comic book artists, but how many dudes are doing it live? Not a lot of them. Not that they can't, but hey, every Monday night for quite some time now.
We've got five years, and this is our
We've
sixth.
been here every Monday night for you guys. Certainly not for us, because holy cow, no, we do it for ourselves. I literally watch our show multiple. I'm probably our biggest subscriber.
You are.
Yeah.
And all the views on there, probably from you.
I always hit the thumbs up. I always hit like. I always hit describe.
Describe.
I never
describe.
I never subscribe. I always describe.
Why would you subscribe? I
can't
even say it.
I don't
subscribe when you can.
Subscribe. Is that a good thing to
subscribe?
That's a new thing. Anyways, hey, I'm Johnny Jalopy. That's ityB.
Hi guys.
We're so happy to be with you guys. We're so excited. The Kona 5 project is in motion.
Full force.
It is going on. Got lots of plans. Got lots of stuff. So appreciative of all the comments, people asking questions, the likes, the loves. Getting a lot of support from you folks.
Advice.
Out there.
It's been fantastic.
Who is on the broadcast, ityB?
We have got a slew.
I'm going to start jumping in and get this thing going.
All right. So let me get on your screen here so we can do a sure. That ain't it. That is not it. There we go. Okay. We have joining us this evening Lizzie Daughtry. First to comment, and many times she is. So we've got Enzo Fiermonte.
Welcome. What's going on?
Hey guys, he says Mike Quilliams. I made sure I paused there so it didn't sound like Mike Williams. It's Mike Quilliams. Hello from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
We'll take that Mike Williams every time.
We've got Susan Starr joining us tonight.
What?
Hi guys. Yep.
That's a high school friend. Susan Starr, I believe so.
I'm pretty sure. Or middle school?
I'm pretty sure it might even be middle school.
You might.
Susan,
have
remind me.
Years and years.
Did we go to middle school? But I want to say if it's the same Susan Starr,
it's STARR.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Probably.
Hey, thanks for stopping in. Wow, that's a cool treat.
She says y'all are so real and making it, so proud of y'all.
Oh, thanks.
She's saying y'all. Is that something from California?
Maybe she's I think probably people move, you know.
She might have moved.
I mean, unlike people from New Jersey, some people do lose and gain accents. You unfortunately haven't lost.
Susan, where are you tuning in from?
You haven't lost any of your Jersey accent.
I totally
haven't gained any southernness.
Why would I? There's not a southern accent in Florida.
What y'all talking about?
Whatever. That is not.
Frodo.
No.
Okay.
Lizzie,
no.
Lizzie Daughtry's joining us. And like I said before, she is Ms. Butterfree 34 on YouTube. Go check her out. She does her live auctions on Wednesday nights. So you'll want to take a look at that.
Take a look.
Mike Quilliam said, how is your pickup bug coming along? We are so excited. We're going to get into it in a minute.
Topic of discussion.
We're going to get into it here in a minute.
This evening.
But can I just say how proud I am of how far you've come in such a small period of time?
Well, sure, you can be proud of me.
I can say it. I can say it.
No, do not give me praise.
Do not open your mouth.
Or
do not say a word.
Or be proud.
Yeah. So you took a few days off in a row to be able to dedicate morning till evening time for this, but since that break you've had to now go back to work, and you really have not been out there tinkering. One day you had off and you were out there.
Well, I have been out there
looking at it, eyeing
checking things, looking things. I took multiple measurements today to get start getting an idea for the bed. Also had to step back and look at it and go, hey, I'm going to make myself a build list now, because to keep myself organized, because I really got to
what? Stop the presses. Are we talking organization here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Shut up.
Go on.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it is coming along nicely, Mike. Thank you for asking. Yeah. We are going to get into some more details as Johnny's drawn. He's going to share some stuff. So
we're going to get into it.
Jim Pollen is joining us. Hello, everyone, from Hobo's Hot Rod Garage in Horseheads, New York.
Jim Pollen.
Mr. Bead Roller Extraordinaire. Susan Starr said, can't wait to meet wifey. Oh. When will I meet? Where are you coming here? Are we going there? What's happening?
Where are you?
We've got Mama Wood on the broadcast.
Hello, me mom.
Love you, Mama.
That's me mom there.
We've got Robert Spear joining us. What up, peeps?
What up?
Robert Spear, if you were unaware of who he is, because we haven't given a shout out for quite some time.
I don't know if you know, he's a pretty big deal.
He is a pretty big deal.
He does smell of rich mahogany. I hear through the grapevine, many leather-bound books.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he is the
co-host
of the Bantha Milk podcast.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars podcast.
It is.
Tune in this week when Star Wars happens.
And Johnny's been on an episode or two.
I have. Unfortunately, we lost our channel that had. Yeah, I haven't been able to watch The Mandalorian or any of that stuff.
Oh, our channel. I thought you meant they lost the episode.
No. I was doing the girl from Longmire. No.
Yeah. She goes, no.
Yeah. Anyway,
James Olchin is joining us. Welcome, sir.
Great podcast over there, the Star Wars Bantha Milk podcast. If you're into Star Wars, definitely check it out. If you're not into Star Wars, go check it out. Still very entertaining.
And you'll learn something.
They talk a lot about a lot of things, not just Star Wars stuff, but mostly Star Wars stuff, but occasionally they're talking about other stuff. Then they get people on like me who aren't all Star Wars, and we talked about a lot of things, but mostly Star Wars, because I do like Star Wars.
Because you had just binge watched.
I just been binged watch. I thought you said you just been watched.
No. Binge.
And I was like, dang, maybe you are getting that.
I do have an accent.
Maybe you do.
Howard Pierpont's joining us. 89 degrees and sunny in Mineola, Texas tonight. Getting ready to go on the road. Where in the world is Howard Pierpont?
Where in the world?
That's what we ask when he hits the road on vacation.
Howard Pierpont, where in the world is that Howard Pierpont?
James Olchin is so sweet. He's reaching out to Mama Wood.
Aww.
We've got Tracy Cordfield tuning in from Rocky Mount, Virginia. Hello, my friends.
What's up, Tracy?
Welcome, sir.
Good to see you, my friends.
Paul Marziani from Bradenton is tuning in.
Bradenton Motorsports. Sunday. Right?
We'll
sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Jim McMillan's joining us. Hey, guys. Welcome, sir.
Hey.
Gary Ploppin is joining us. Hey, guys. Car's looking great.
Gary, I think someday she'll pronounce that name correctly.
How do you say it?
Ploppin?
Well, it's Ploppin. In fact, you know what? I think I wrote
Here is how I would say his name. Hey, what's up, Gary P?
I don't have it written down.
I know.
Oh, I thought I did.
I'd be like, what's up, Gary P?
Gary P.
What's up in the house, Gary P?
We got Frank Pupello joining us. Hello from Land O'Lakes. Sketchy Live.
What's
Welcome,
up,
sir.
Lando?
Michael Williams is also joining us. Hey, I'm here too.
Not Williams.
No, Quilliams.
Not Quilliams.
It was Quilliams before. It's Williams now. Tongue twisters.
I think it would be great if they joined up as a now coming to the stage, Mike Williams.
Williams. He said, good evening from Idaho, where the weather has been in the triple digits. I believe you.
Oh, good.
He's like, good.
The sweat down my back doesn't care.
Robert Spears said no Disney Plus for the JJ family. No,
that's it. Disney Plus.
Yeah, we lost our hookup.
We did.
Oh, we have Shaggy LeBlanc joining us. I'm here. I'm here. Love all. Welcome, sir.
You, man.
We are going to see Shaggy LeBlanc and the crew in just a couple months, like 2 months from now.
We got to start getting prepped and get all that going.
Get it up there to them. Yeah, we're really excited about that show in Frankenmuth, Michigan. So if you are anywhere near the area, please try and come.
Yeah.
I would love to see you, meet you.
Yeah.
Robert Spears said, FYI, it's 93 and super humid in South Jersey, and my AC broke. It's not good.
Listen, we feel your pain.
We did have an AC situation at one point.
Sugs.
Yeah, it's not good.
Sugs.
Bob Brandel joining us. Hey, it looked like you slowed down a little bit on the car. Too hot.
No.
It is hot, yes, but that is not
the case.
That is not the reason, though. For anyone who does not know, Johnny and I both, with an L, BOLTH, both have full-time jobs. So
we do.
Any artwork that we're doing, this type of thing is totally a secondary thing for us. And then also project is third, unfortunately. So
gotta make that money.
Yeah. Enzo Firmonte saying hello, and he's tuning in, by the way, from YouTube, which, yes, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. So love the multi-platform we're able to do over here.
Hey, thanks for watching us.
Mike Griswold said it's only 106 here in Northern California. Oh, well, that's not too bad.
That's all.
Bob Brandel said it was hot getting the truck bed cut up for you.
Oh. Yes, Bob. What's up, man? Hey, I really appreciate that help.
Oh, him helping. Oh, I know. He praised you up and down when he came home. I thought you were going to be just transporting it as is. I didn't realize. Would you have had it fit? Probably.
I don't know. It wouldn't have fit.
It wouldn't have.
No, it would have been hanging over bad.
Oh.
It's a big box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be usable. He was super psyched.
My God, I can't.
We unloaded it.
I already got my framing, everything. I've got plans. I got my plans.
Yeah, he showed me. He couldn't wait to show me it all, and I really don't know, because it was all in pieces. I wasn't really sure how it all fit together, but the way you kind of laid it out on the ground and showed me how things worked, I think it's really going to be cool. There are some cool rust holes in certain areas that I think we want to keep.
Yes,
I think that's going to be so cool.
So many good elements.
Yeah, it's just it's really going to save him a ton of time, I think.
Tons of time.
Yeah.
It's allowed me now to really focus in on the back of the cab and get my vision of what I want to do to the back of the cab. And really, I'm not stressing like, oh God, what am I gonna do for a bed? And I can really concentrate on my plans for the back of the cab itself. And
yeah, that's going to be, because you really need to get that done before you do anything.
Yes.
So
no,
is that your next step then?
Yeah, I was just talking to Art. I said, that's why I want to do a plan. I want to start going, okay, I got to get this. So my next big feat, like tomorrow.
Are you off tomorrow?
I am off tomorrow.
Oh, you did not mention this.
Yeah,
anyway,
my schedule's
go ahead.
in your deal.
No, it's not.
Anyway, it is. So tomorrow I want to start. I gotta finish the rest of the superstructure. The structuring portion of the back of the cab where it's flush, so I can start laying in sheet metal. And my plan is to at least get sheet metal from the bottom of the floors up to at least the
bottom of the window.
Yeah, because I'm gonna do that in 2 sections.
And didn't we hear from somebody who said that they may have a window kit?
No.
Someone
was working on trying to get one.
Gotcha.
But that didn't
seem
to pan out. But that's
okay.
okay.
That's okay.
Because I was looking at, I went back and looked at that one black VW truck we really liked, and looked at the way that the guy laid in his back window and looked at the shaping. It's a little bigger than I want. And then I looked at a bunch of rat rod trucks and old hot rod trucks and looked at the back windows. So I want to find like a happy medium. And also did some research on how to build my window framing and all that kind of stuff. So I got some ideas.
Okay. So we're going to run with that.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
But yeah, the truck bed, huge hurdle and totally unexpected. It was, Bob had reached out.
Yes. So grateful. So grateful. Thank you so much.
And was just like, hey, what about this? And Johnny was like, heck yeah, let's do this. So your first opportunity, you went and got it.
Yeah. And again, blessed by the fact that he was willing to help me take it apart.
Yeah.
I was going to go grab my own tools and stuff. And he's like, I got a few things here. I'm sure after I left, he was like, I regret that.
He probably lost 10 pounds just helping you. Robert Spear said full-time jobs always get in the way of good stuff. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's all right. I'm grateful to have the job. So.
I am too. At the end of the day, wah, wah. Yeah. Gary said Itty got it right, but Gary P is coming. Well, we may start doing Gary P.
Yeah.
Sean Tyson is joining us. Loving it.
What's up, Tyson?
Rock on. Sean and his buddies are in a band, local band, Alter Ego, that we go see.
Yes. They rock.
They do rock. We've seen him a couple times at Bourbon on Main.
He's got a
hot spots in the area.
Pretty solid vocalist himself.
He is. Yeah. He is. Robert Spears said the sound is perfect this week. Whatever you did to fix it worked. It's amazing right now. Oh, good.
Excellent.
We're coming through in stereo.
Thank you so much for the comment too.
To let us know.
Wow, that really just alleviated a whole ton of stress. We were basically sitting here going, we're just going to play like
hopefully someone's
we're just playing like everything's fine until somebody says something.
It's just such a crapshoot every week. It's ridiculous, but hopefully
I think we've figured out
what it's my computer is the issue.
No, it's not your computer. It's not my computer either. What it is the limitations of laptops.
Yeah.
Is really what it boils down to. So we still just got to do the other thing that we talked about, but we have other fish to fry.
We do. That probably won't get done till after Frankenmuth.
For sure. Yeah, hopefully.
Larry Hensley's joining us. 68 degrees in Canton, Michigan. So
Canton, Michigan?
Canton.
Do you know what's there?
No.
You know what's in Canton? The football. Welcome to the National Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, is it? Well, I wonder, is that near Frankenmuth? Canton?
Ohio?
It's Canton, Michigan, he said.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking
this whole thing.
Let me do it old school Gilda Radner. Never mind. Do you remember?
No.
You don't remember that part of Saturday Night Live?
No, I'm young.
Come on, does anybody else remember Gilda Radner? She played the little, I want to talk about things that happened which was one of the topics. She'd always do some topic and she'd go, oh, it'd be like bass. I don't understand why people need to do bass fishing. No. And it would be like, they were talking about fast fishing, and she goes, oh, well, that's something totally different. Never mind.
Oh,
because you go on this big rant.
Right.
Anyway,
and
I ruined it by even doing my impression of Gilda Radner. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was tough.
Hey guys, this is where we're look at just the shaping alone.
Yes.
So here's a big key that we're going to be trying to attempt on this. So the back of the cab, I plan to do
almost like looks like a
kind of a Model A I want it really flat. I don't want a lot of arc on the hood, the back, or the roof itself. I'm going to really try to flatten out the roof so there's less arc to the roof.
Okay.
The reason for that is it from the front to almost, let's say, the B pillars, tons of roundness and the lots of VW in it. When we get to, especially now, the truck cab truck bed that we've acquired is very square.
Mm-hmm.
So to transition the flow from rounds to squares, I plan to have a very flat back of the cab, but I want to do this really cool kind of arching, almost like a tiki hut looking. I mean, it's not going to have grass and stuff, but just the impression of where this is almost like a little bit of an overhang in the coming off the back of the window.
Okay.
And then I'm going to steal a little bit of space junkie flavor, and I want to take, because right now the tops of the bed rails are very flat, and I want to do kind of space junkie spears coming off the back. So we're going to add some custom elements as well, is my plan.
Okay.
If I can find a way to put a fin in there somewhere.
It kind of looks Finnish on the back.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Finnish.
Scoot this way a little.
Oh, why? Did it move?
No, you just cut off a little bit the way you're leaning over to talk in your mic.
Oh, well, let me move my mic.
There you go.
Hold on.
Yeah, I like it. I think like the flare, like this matches that.
Yeah, well,
like, as far as
that's not normally there,
right? But you're putting it in.
Yeah, that's my plan. Because again, the tops of the bed is very, very flat, square. It almost, like if I was doing a shape of the profile of it, it would be this. Like if you were looking down the side of it, for instance, and then the tire would be here, let's say. So it's very flat. Or if you're looking at the side profile, it's very flat. There's the cab, and there's the tire. So my plan is to take some of this flatness and kind of add a little. I'm kind of going to try to rake the bed a little bit too, to match the way the bug kind of comes down in the front as well.
So down in the back?
A little bit of a rake to it.
So we could use it as a dump truck.
No,
perfect.
Not backwards. And it's not going to dump.
Oh, so this way?
That's what rake means.
No, towards the cab?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's rake.
So it's almost going to be like this.
No. The bed, the cab sits this way already. The wheels sit down low in the front, and then the body goes upwards.
Right.
If I put just a flat tail bed on it, it's going to sit like that. I plan to move that up so that it matches.
Oh, I see.
The body line.
So kind of like
the
Johnny 5. That kind of followed through as far as the rake.
Isn't that interesting? In design, it's called flow.
It's called art.
It's called flow.
Is that?
She doesn't just serve at Mel's Diner.
Get back to drawing.
Yeah, sorry.
Bob Randall said, "I guess I didn't charge you enough." I'm looking for a rear panel for you.
Bob, what are you talking about, my friend? You did me solid, and I'm super appreciative. You don't even know. I hope you know. I'm very, very much appreciative of it. And again, thank you. Why are you silent?
Because I'm waiting for you to stop so I can read more. We've got Jim McMillan said, got my signed tee last week. Dummy me, washed it. Should have listened to the wife and framed it. I'll frame the next one.
Oh.
Yes. So when we wash it, he uses Sharpie. So it really shouldn't have come out.
Did it come off?
Unless she's using some kind of like mad stain stick or something.
Oh.
But yeah, it shouldn't have come off. We're using a silver. You would have used silver or Sharpie.
Oh, maybe I need to step up to doing a paint pen or something. I'm just so worried about ruining. I know you want the signature. I'm just so worried about ruining the shirt in lieu of the signature. That's just me going, man, I'm sure the shirt's more valuable than my stupid signature. You paid money for that. Was my thought. You know what I mean?
But we appreciate your order,
yes,
Jim,
thank you, man.
Let us know if you need anything
if you need to send it back to me and have it re-signed, I would.
Why would you do that? Would you send him a new one?
I would. Well, that's true. We could do that.
Elizabeth is.
And then everybody's like, "Hey, mine also didn't work."
Elizabeth is tuning in from YouTube now. She said, "I'm showing you love also here, your channel as well." We do need the views on YouTube, guys. We're trying to grow that audience, and we've been doing really well since March. Since we went to Detroit, we've probably doubled or almost tripled what we had before we left.
Gained a few.
Super excited about that. Mark Akalowitz is joining us. Hey guys, greetings from Tom's River. I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks. Hope to get the brake cylinders done on Herbie. Nice. Can't wait to see your progress on that. Enjoy the vacay. I saw your breakfast this morning. Looks good.
Yum.
Gary said, so are you to bring the car up to Autorama next year? That would be cool. We'll have to see. That's going to take a heck of a lot of planning, because that's once we get done with this one, we're talking another 6 months before we'd have to be back up there for Autorama, and we need to be invited to Autorama. So we're kind of putting the cart before the horse there.
Yeah, a little bit of like, maybe nobody really wants us there.
What if we go to Frankenmuth and they're like, yeah, we can't stand you guys.
What happened?
Once was enough. Right?
Too soon.
Bob Brandel said that does look great, so he's digging it. Flat fins like a 59 Chevy, he said.
Yeah, a little bit of flavor of you got to add a little bit of fin to some of the stuff.
Well, you do.
I do. I like fins.
He likes the fins. Ray Haas is joining us. Ray Haas
what's up?
Is our is the guy that sold us our Jeeps.
Yeah.
He was there for the very first moment.
What's sad is I don't know. I never really got to take the bug Kona over to Ray, because he was like, "Oh, I want to see it," and it's already all cut up now.
Oh, I thought you did.
So you'll see it in pictures.
He wants to know. I'm wondering, are you using the same engine?
Yes.
Yes. For now, and you.
Yeah. Why would I change it?
Well, there may be some tweaks you need to do. So part of and I hadn't even thought of this, but and Art was here, and I'm glad he was here because he gave you a cool tip on the labeling. But everything needed to be disconnected before you started welding that back area.
Yeah, it's only a 3 wires.
Yeah, but I didn't even think that was something that needed to be done. So I would have just started cutting, and I probably would have cut through wires. So we have to reconnect all that stuff. Some of the wires, I'm not going to lie, look a little sketchy. And I would be like, at least electrical tape them.
They're all electric. They're all, in fact, what I plan to do. No, they're all got connectors. And if I do anything, I'll go back and I'll undo the regular wire connectors that are on them, which they're in there and they're taped and done well. So they're not crappy connectors, but I would definitely prefer to solder them in. That's just me back in my stereo days.
Oh, true. You do have some experience with the electronics.
I do have some experience with the old electronics.
Jim McMillan said, just gives me reason to buy another. No complaints. Love the stickers too.
Thanks,
we appreciate you. Paul Marziani said, I'm watching on both my phone and YouTube. Thank you. Dual purpose. Dual watching. We got Ralph Pops Sanchez. I love it. How fun. What a fun name is that?
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all, from San Antonio, Texas.
What's up?
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
The question of the evening for anyone who chooses to participate. And where did this even come from?
Which question is it?
The sneaker.
Oh, okay. So me and Art were having a discussion today. I don't know how we got on the subject of shoes. Is Art on, by the way?
I didn't see him yet.
Well, he usually watches the broadcast, so maybe he's watching without. He's not chiming in. He usually does kind of creep in the back a little bit. He's always like, I'm just hanging.
Close
I'm just hanging, man.
Little close cut.
I'm watching you. Okay. So we had this discussion. We were talking about podcasts and different stuff like that. And he goes, yeah, man. He goes, I noticed, with the Converse. I'm like, yeah. Because we were talking, I forget how we got on the subject. I'm like, yeah, you were trying to get me to buy those Hey Dude shoes. I'm like,
we live in a beach area.
I don't care. I'm not buying Hey Dude shoes. You know why? Because everybody wears them. Not going to wear them.
Dare to be different.
No, not going to wear them. So we got on the subject. And he's like, yeah, man, back when I was a kid in Jersey, it was the only shoes you wore were either Converse or Pro Keds. And then he's like, what about you? And he goes, I was listening to this podcast, and their big question is like a hot rod car audio or car podcast, Vans or Converse.
Now,
what camp are you in, Vans or Converse?
We have done both, and you own both. You haven't worn both in quite some time.
No, I like the look of Vans.
I like the sturdiness,
but
I'm
a Converse guy.
But they're a bit heavy for me.
I'm a Converse guy.
Yeah, I am too.
I've worn. I bought. I wore. I think one of my Vans to fellowship one day, and I was like, oh, man, I can't wait to get home, put my Converse back on. Now I am a huge fan of I have a specific Van shoe though that I do like, the half cabs, and of course when the anniversary half cab came out this last year, I purchased a pair of half cabs, the anniversary pair.
He has a bigger shoe collection than
so I haven't even pulled them out of the box. I bought a Steve Caballero t-shirt and the half cab, because Steve Caballero is who the half cab was designed for and by. So I bought the 50th anniversary shoe, and still I love the look of those shoes. But honestly, I like my Chucks. So I'm a Chuck guy. What are you? Are you Vans?
Tell
or
us.
Are you
inquiring minds
Converse? Or what's your favorite shoe? Art's a big boot guy. I just actually tried on a pair of boots today because I was thinking about the other day. I dropped a piece of metal on my foot out there, and my foot hurt really bad. And I was like, maybe I should be out here being safe and be wearing some boots, steel toe boots. And I tried on a pair today, and I was like, oh, this is like 700 pounds.
They are heavy.
I can't move. Heavy. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to be careful.
Toes are, I enjoy a man in boots.
I know you do. What are you doing?
My shoe came off. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that my dad worked construction.
I thought he was a
garbage man.
Garbage man.
He would have worn them for that as well. But my dad worked construction, and every day he'd come home and he had like a certain area he'd sit in to take his boots off because they were filthy.
Every day?
Yep. And then he would, you know what? I guess he walked in his socks. And I think he was pretty much in socks all the time. I don't remember him ever being barefooted. I don't even know what my father's feet look like.
You know what's funny? That's funny.
Isn't that crazy?
I never knew what my dad's feet looked like either until my dad got sick with Alzheimer's. And I was putting his shoes on and his socks on one time. And I was looking at his feet, and I'm like, oh my God, my dad's got like monkey toes. And I was like, my feet don't look like that. That's when I really got the complex about, like, maybe my feet do look like this.
Your feet are wonderful.
They're gross. But anyways.
I am constantly barefoot, though. Like, my kids know what my feet look like.
Kids know what all of it looks like.
I know.
Gross. That was like the first time you were like, I don't even want to get into it. Never mind.
When I would tiptoe in their rooms to wake them up. And I'd have on just my underwear, and I'd
like, what are you doing? That's our kids.
Hold my hands over my boobs. I'm like, time to get up, guys. And they're like, oh my God.
Put them away. So gross. No wonder they're all screwed up and traumatized.
That's so funny.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. Andy Yee's joining us. Mazuma homies. Love the
What's
chop
up?
chop. Love action awesomeness. Or he said live action awesomeness. Yeah,
Thanks.
It's been a fun project. I'm just so excited that you're doing it because you've talked about it for so long.
Yeah,
so to see it actually happen.
I feel good about it. You know, even today when Art came by and he was talking to me about, you know, what's going on, what's been going on, and I'm talking to him about my plan and what I did and the steps I've been taking and stuff. It felt good that I've gotten this far. It's crazy to me. The top is on. I chopped it.
Right.
I mean, other than fixing the inner window pieces, which I got to get, that's on my list. Mm-hmm. But the actual chop itself,
done,
back together, leveled out, same. I took measurements. Everything is good.
Very little help.
The door shut.
Does my door shut any better than it did before?
No, I still have to.
Okay.
No, that has to do with the fact I got to repair.
Fix it.
I got to repair the hinges and stuff. That's on the list. It'll be on the list. But again, the idea is that I took the top off. I chopped the top. It's on. The roof is on, and I'm now to the back of the cab. I mean, I accomplished something that I can't believe I was able to do on my own.
You could probably weld us a wrought iron gate for the side of the house.
Why would I want to do that?
Just to use your skills.
No.
Guess not. Jim Pollan says Converse all the way. Just walked 25 miles in 2 days at the Syracuse Nationals wearing an old pair of Converse on their second set of laces.
Smart.
Second set of laces. I hear you.
Here's what I'll tell you about Converse. I had foot pain, like major foot pain, and I was wearing skate shoes before I committed to where Converse were going to be my everyday, all the time shoe. I wore them, to go out and stuff, and I had a fresh pair that would look good and stuff, but I never really wore them all the time. So because I was like, skate shoe, yeah, let me throw some. I work on concrete, so let me do that. And my feet were killing me all the time. Remember?
Yeah.
And I watched this TV show, and they said, as we've progressed in the technology of shoes, we've added more and more padding to where our feet aren't designed for this much padding. So they said, if you can find old shoes where there's not a lot there,
it's protecting you from what you're stepping on.
Your foot is designed already to handle the shock, all that stuff. And I was like, I said, so let me think about what is the least amount of padding shoe. And I remember my dad's old Converse that I wore that he used to run miles and miles in back in like the 70s. And I'm like, I remember putting those things on the first time I ever wore his shoes. How I was like, God, these are so, there's nothing to them. So I was like, Converse, let me go put a pair of those on. And I bought a pair of Converse, straight Chuck, the All-Stars, put them on, wore them to work. That night, I was like, my feet don't hurt. I wear them the next day. My feet don't hurt. Next day, my feet don't. We've walked car shows. We've done Disney. We've done all kinds of stuff. My feet don't hurt. I'm telling you, if you got foot pain, guys, try it. Go get yourself a pair of regular old low tops.
Tell them Johnny sent you.
Yeah, I would. Oh my God, could you imagine if we got a sponsorship by Converse?
A Johnny Jalopy Converse shoe.
Oh my God, that'd be the dream.
Awesome.
Anyway,
that is great.
Oh, that was her.
So follow-up question to this, and there's some more notes I'm going to read here.
Okay.
High top or low top?
Okay, so I have a for me personally, I prefer the high tops. In fact, I like a mid top. They do sell the mid top. They call them a street top. Those are my favorite shoes. But now I have this really bad psoas thing going on.
What?
Yeah, it's the muscle that attaches from your back of your spine, goes through your groin to the front of your leg.
You're using big words. You must have done some research.
I have. Okay. It's a stabilizer muscle, but a lot of people get stiff. I have a stiff psoas.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have this. That's why I have the trouble putting that shoe on, putting my leg up and stuff.
Right.
So I've been working my psoas, by the way.
Oh.
Personally, yeah. In the bathroom. You probably don't see it.
You know what? What you do in your own time. Leave me out of it.
Anyways, so I have a stiff psoas. So I have to wear low tops. It's just easier to put on than the high tops.
So if it wasn't for the putting on, you would have been okay.
Oh yeah, I'd go. I full on would go low high tops.
Andy Yee said Chuck Taylor, so he's all over it.
For sure.
Gary Sacre said Red Wing work boots. Love it.
Yeah, that's what I tried on today was a pair of Red Wings. And they were comfortable. I'm not going to say they weren't comfortable. They were a pain. They were really hard to get on though. But I'm sure it's because the leather is really stiff. But I was
gotta break them in.
And then of course it gave me. I felt
like
I was.
You have work boots. I bought you work.
I know, but I felt like I was on lifts as well. I'm like, I'm not this tall.
You looked hot in them though.
Whatever.
Whatevs. I don't know what I mean. Not that I look at that and remember my dad being hot by any means.
No. Was he walking around with his boobs out?
No. But it was to me, it's an indication of a man doing hard work.
Oh, okay.
And I find that incredibly sexy. So
that's weird because the guys that you were with previously, not so much.
Didn't say they were sexy, did I?
No.
Did I?
Oh, so you just settled?
They didn't wear work boots.
That's what I said.
I don't even know if they hadn't how to spell work boots.
They probably wouldn't even know what work was.
Ken Farrell said Converse all the way and good evening. Welcome, sir. Thank you for the feedback. Yes. So Converse it is. I haven't found a
Vans.
My Vans, yeah. Howard Pierpont said steel-toed boots weighed a ton. Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, I think they've gotten lighter. They're trying to make them more airy, like almost like an airwalk type thing.
Well,
now.
a lot of steel. They've gone away from steel and they've gone to composite materials now inside there that are supposed to be just as strong but lighter weight. And they have the steel tip, but now they've made the boot a little bit lighter. I sell boots at my work too.
Well, I can remember my Olive Garden job. I bought Doc Martens for my non-slip shoe,
right?
And they were low tops that I wore, and they were heavier than the boots that I have now.
Yeah,
the Doc Marten boots I have now. So they've definitely changed how they're doing them.
Yeah, they've probably definitely made some improvements.
Here we go. Art is on the broadcast.
There he is.
Cut. He said, "Too funny. I loved my pro kids, but not from Food Town." No,
we were talking about that. So
I love Food.
Do you remember
I worked at Food Town?
Do you remember that places like that, Food Town, Kmart, would all have a fake Converse or whatever, and then so Art was saying, as a kid, they would check the marks in the dirt. If you had triangles, you were good. If you had circles, they'd get a circle
Imposter.
around. That's it. I think that's what he was singing. It was either imposter or there was a song that went along with it.
Oh, geez, really?
That they would say you're a fake or something.
See, and the female version of Converse, because we were talking about this earlier. I didn't have Converse growing up. I had Keds.
Right.
That was the female Converse.
Pro Keds is what he was saying. That was the other thing.
Well, I don't think it was. I'm not Pro Keds.
That's what I think they were called.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, look at our bug is
taking shape.
We got our line working.
Now it's hard to tell from this drawing, but the bed is pretty long, and you were talking about
it's not very long.
The bed that we have now. I'm not talking.
Oh yes, photo. Now. So yeah, we have a full size. It's off of a 53 again. Thank you so much, Bob. It's a 53 Chevy bed. So I've got to take. I measured in my first guesstimate, and of course we're gonna measure multiple times before we cut it.
Once,
but
twice.
At the moment, I'm looking at about 27 inches out of the bed. I got to take just to get it to fit down to where we need, and that's from front to back. We're not talking side to side yet, as far as the tailgate.
Back,
side to side. As far as the tailgate and the front piece.
And you told me that the way you were taking it out is you were sectioning it. You were not just chopping the back off, because there are brackets. And
there's the whole stake beds that are on the side that we don't want to damage those. That's a cool look. So we want those pieces in there. And so I measured it. It looks like from somebody else who's building a bug truck as well. Took some measurements off theirs. And their total bed length from front to back is like 60 inches. But the engine that they're running was more of out of a Type 3, so it's a more flatter, so it's a little wider front to back, which is why I think where the extra inches are. Where mine is just a standard, regular single carb, single port, if you will, engine. So I don't need as much room. I'm still leaving some room so I can make sure I've got plenty of airspace and stuff like that for the motor. And of course, not hitting the pulleys and things. So I guesstimated from the back of the cab, leaving myself even probably about a half an inch from the back of the cab to the cab. I've seen some guys where the truck is right up against the bed. I want to still make it look like a truck.
Yeah.
So about a half an inch, maybe inch. About 57 inches from front to back.
Okay.
So the total length right now, I got to take 27 inches.
Wow.
My first measurement I've taken, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
So I got to figure out where in the middle, of course we'll
measure it out.
Yeah. We've definitely secured ourselves a great starting point with that.
And look at how sick this looks.
Yeah, I think it's going to look cool, right?
I cannot wait.
And realistically, even the way this looks, I think the chop is even more so than this.
And this is going to change too, because we're talking about doing a rag top on here or a
so
top.
That has that's just it. So we still haven't. That's the dilemma that I'm really in. That's why I'm only going to the bottom of basically the belt line first with the cab, is because we haven't decided truly. I mean, the top is on, so I think again, getting ready the steel top portion that we have now currently, and going to the canvas button top.
I'd like a roll up
so that we can roll it up, and then we can still close it, and it'll be tight.
Mm-hmm.
So when it rains, we're not going to have any problem.
Twant.
I think that's the best way to do it for us.
Yeah, I think because, and again, my thinking is like how it is with our Jeeps. I got the soft top, and I was against it in the beginning, but now I'm so thankful that I did it, because it's something that if we're driving down the road and we have the top down and we see a rainstorm, which it does do here in Florida, it's very unpredictable weather, we're able to pull over and just affix it, and then we don't have to worry about it. If we wind up doing a top that is fully removable like we have now, if we ever went topless, and we've done this before, we wouldn't have a place to store it in the car or even in the truck bed at this point.
Well, that's the thing. So here's the interesting thing. Because I've cut out, like, based on, now this is really cool, just to throw it out there. ityB looked at the piece of the back of the bug when we were talking about the top, and she's like, why can't you cut out the back portion above the window that's rounded, already cut, and put that in this top and make that part of the roof, so that then we basically take the metal that's on the rooftop now and make it smaller, which is, probably 5 inches.
And we could literally still take that off.
Yes. And I think because it becomes so much smaller,
we
would be able to set it right in the bed. I could literally make a spot
clip or something
where it just has a place to rest. It's not impossible. We could actually have where we could do both.
Right.
Where we could have the snaps, like currently the way it ties in now is it's secured in by on the metal is actually riveted.
Right.
Some pull down pieces like the old Jeep hoods would latch. That's how this metal roof insert is secured in currently, is it latches in and holds itself in shape.
Yeah. I mean, if we wound up doing that.
Now, again, if we were to add the snaps on the outside so that we could still do the canvas when we wanted to do the canvas, we'd be able to, I think that's where the measurements come in. If it's possible, how cool would it be to have options?
Yeah. And it's a cool element to leave on there from a design perspective, to have the snaps.
Yeah, I think the look of the snaps would be cool. Yeah. Like, I plan to, like, listen, because my welding's not great, and because it's my first chop, I'm sure the body, well, I'm not sure. I already know. I am sure that the body lines themselves, as far as from the top of the roof pieces that I've attached to the bottom parts I've cut, the alignment is not perfect as it was before. So you'll be able to clearly tell some amateur did this. Okay. So I'm okay with that. So my plan is I'm not taking the approach of like this custom full finished vehicle. I'm going along the lines of, here's where the essence of what rat rod is shines through and will help in our build. I'm not trying to make it purposely ratty, but the rattiness of it will play.
Will just be there. Yeah. I'm down.
And even to the extent I've thought about wrapping my welds afterwards with pieces of steel, like bandages with steel, and then making it look like, it's stitched on.
I saw that in your design, actually.
Because then that would almost hide my shitty job, but it would still make a cool element because it would look purposeful. Right. Like I did it on purpose. It's
an art element.
Yeah.
And it kind of fits with who you are.
Gosh darn, I'm not putting razor blades on the edge of it.
Who's your favorite monster?
Frankenstein.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I say you do it. I say you do. And you were talking about possibly a green theme.
Listen, why do I probably really want the top flat? Is Frankenstein's head not flat? Kona may have her name changed.
Oh.
To Conanstein. Frankencone? Conanstein? I don't know. Frankenstein? Frankencone?
Weirdo.
Frankencone. No. Sounds too much like a pseudo ice cream cone. Anyways, there's our Kona 5. This is sketch. This is the quick, our quick kind of reference of what we hope. This is the plan, kind of thing.
It's the goal, if you will.
Yeah, I almost kind of want to leave. How are we on time?
We are at an hour almost.
Okay, so good. What I'm thinking is I want to come back Monday and start talking about color schemes and other elements. I have ideas for the customization.
You had some ideas, but that may have changed now that we're doing.
It kind of has a little bit, like my color scheme and thoughts. But I think it would be fun to do the color and talk about more of the customization ideas I have. Not to mention this also, because I'm off tomorrow. I plan to work on the bug tomorrow. I'll have some other elements, updates as far as the build and stuff like that. So we're kind of doing a little bit of a tease to this, which is we're kind of keeping you, hey, what's happening? You've got a
newsflash. We don't even know what's happening.
But hey, so listen, let's call this what it is. So when I get called for full custom garage and Ian goes, hey, go do a sketch, I go back to the hotel and this is what I do. I might throw some color on it, but generally the first couple drawings aren't color. They're just the ideas. And then Ian will go, I like that. Maybe more. Try something different here. Oh, add some of that. There's some other elements. And again, the fact that we haven't secured the back of the cab yet, and I have ideas how I want to do it, that may change what the back looks like. I've even seen I was even looking at some of the stuff where this guy's been doing air ride on the rear end of the bug. It's already pretty low now, though. So
yeah,
I think we should stop and not. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I want to get through a couple of these extra comments.
No, absolutely. We're not done with the I'm just saying, as far as me going further with the rendering itself.
I think it looks great. Mark Callowitz said, I've been wearing moccasins since I was a little kid. Minnetonka brand or flip-flops all summer long. Sneakers very rarely.
Oh, nice. I wish I could be a flip-flop guy.
You can be, and you should be. I wear flip-flops or a form of flip-flops every single day.
Flip-flops. That's what I call them.
Although Coop did destroy a pair of flip-flops that I just bought.
So that's your fault.
It's okay. They were $3. It's all good. Close Cut said pro Keds, and then he said high tops or lows was the topic. That's right.
Well, you saw the answer, Art, and it was definitely everybody's on the same deal.
Converse. I haven't heard. We haven't gotten to the low top, high top yet, though. Matt Williams said whatever fits comfortably and looks good. Converse have that vintage 50s look. I have a pair of Harley work boots with a zipper on the side.
Oh, nice.
That I had going on 10 years. Yes, I love those too. Art says, tell Johnny sent you 60% off. What's 60% off? 60% off of what?
I don't know.
Or maybe he meant you're cutting that much of the bed. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Williams said, tennies work fine for ballerinas. I suggest that you either learn to be light on your feet or get a good pair of fiberglass toe cap work shoes. This coming from my crushed and painfully healed right foot 24 years ago. I liked Red Wings. It is solid advice, Mike.
It is, and I'm not discounting that whatsoever. Like I said, I did have a small mishap with a piece of steel on my foot the other, when I was out there, and I was like, damn. And it's happened at work too. I've run over my feet with freaking drop.
You ran over my foot with Kona.
Well, that's your fault. Get out of the way.
Corey Siebert's joining us. Red Wings last for years. Yes, they do. It's a great brand. Scott Ferguson is joining us. Hey, boys and girls. Scott Ferguson knows a little bit about fabrication as well. Does. Sweet rides he's got going on up there. Lizzie said, I love high tops. I have a pair of old school LA Gear shoes. LA Gear.
That's
remember
funny.
LA Gear?
I do remember LA Gear. In fact, that was one of the other conversations that Art and I were having, was that back when I was in junior everybody was rocking the Nikes and the
British Knights.
No, they were not.
Oh.
We're rocking the Nikes and Vans, and I was one of the kids that had British Knights.
When did Adidas hit the scene? Because that was a big one at my school.
So Adidas were a big shoe. Of course, Run DMC really made with the song My Adidas. really started selling a ton of Adidas, especially when in the hip hop days. So late 80s, early 90s. I was not a big fan of Adidas. I didn't really like the way the shoe looked.
You've never liked them because I've looked at a couple and you're like,
It has to do with the way the front of the shoe
arches.
It's the cap they put on it. If you look at the difference between an Adidas shoe and a Converse, they all have that front toe cap, that rubberized. Theirs is just, I don't like the shape of it. It's caca. And then it just reminds me too much of those old Nike running shoes, OG running shoes, Nikes. Blech. Never really was a big Nike fan. Not a big Nike fan either.
Art says the song was titled Rejects for the knockoff Converse and Pro Kids.
That's it. Rejects, something.
Gary Fisher, fish on. I need to come visit you. We can cut some metal together. It looks good.
Bro, that would be so awesome.
Right? How fun would that be?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to come now. See, this is the thing. You're doing this now. No one wants to come to Florida.
It's hot
now.
as
it is hot as
it's hot as the Dickens. Although everybody else in the West right now have been hitting temperatures of 100 in the hundreds.
Yes. So we're actually cool.
So here's what I'll tell you, old West Coasters in your hundreds that everybody's talking about. It's still not like you're in a sauna though. It's dry heat, and I would much rather. It's a dry eyes. It's definitely not like, because so not only are you hot, but then you're also just sticky sweaty and wet. You're just constantly wet.
Okay, so Michael Williams has a point here. He wrote Frank Konestein.
Oh, Frank Konestein. Write that down. Write that down. Frank.
Oh, speaking about things I wrote down.
Oh, yeah. Tom Day.
Yes.
So he's a wood guy. He's shown me pictures of other. If you see in front of us, there is the Wasp model. I guess you would call it a model.
It's made of wood.
Purely made out of wood. And this guy, Tom Day, contacted me. He's like, "Hey man, I love that Wasp drawing. Would you be okay if I made it out of wood?" And I'm like, "Sure, yeah, go for it." He's done other stuff, and I've seen that he does woodworking. He makes cars and stuff like that. I'm like, "Yeah, go for it, man. That'd be great." And he built it, and he kept showing me pictures of it in the progress,
and then sent it.
And then he's like, "Hey, would you like it?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Yes. I'm like, "God, so amazing." And one of my favorite elements that he did is, I drew these little things, and when you look at a wasp's wings, that was one of the elements, and he made them functional. They
super
move.
Cool.
Cool. It's freaking cool.
So thank you,
Tom Day. Thank you so much. So if you Tom Day on Instagram, or Tom Day 64, I think is his name on Instagram. Check him out. Great, really cool artist. Making cool stuff out of wood, and thank you so much. And of course, we got our Hank D figurines of Johnny Jalopy and ityB, and of course, I can't remember the fella that made that for us, and that's sad.
Yeah,
but thank you nonetheless.
Yeah. Jim McMillan said excited to see the color scheme. Really like the visor design. Yeah, the visor is actually already, or maybe you're talking about the back visor.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Perhaps, but the front visor is already a thing.
And we're going to add some. I'm going to do some elements to that visor too.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going to freshen it up. Okay. And I'm gonna add some design elements to it, using some round rod, to make it look a little more finished, rather than just like it's just riveted on the way it was before. The beautiful thing is that it's still, all the rivet holes still line up.
Yeah,
everything lined up.
Yeah, it's got you did it perfect. Kevin Malone said, if you like Frankenstein, check out Reaper's Rejects Odd Rods. Yes, we are already Amy Hallbrook
huge fans of Reaper's Rejects. They're super great.
He built several custom one-off cars. One is called Frankenstein.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. If you actually go back and you watch some old Sketchy lives, johnnyjalopy.com, go back and check it out. I want to say 3rd season, maybe 4th season. I think we did that. I think we either did that Frankenstein one.
You did hers, yeah.
Yep, on Sketchy Live or during Hot Rod Inc. October.
Just Inktober.
Hot Rod Inktober, which is a page that I started a couple years ago, and that car, their odd rods is always every year is one of the cars is always one of the prompts for us to draw. So huge fans of that, of them and the
cool
builders.
Stuff going on over
fantastic.
There. Art said that was 60% off for Converse to sponsor your channel.
Oh, okay. What?
Can you imagine?
I would love it.
Jim McMillan said I had a pair of LA Gear Karl Malone Go Jazz given to me.
Listen,
I so wish I would not have worn them, worth mega bucks today.
Never a huge fan of the Utah Jazz when it comes to basketball, but Karl Malone was a dope player. Super. Did you? And Karl Malone, here's a cool tidbit about Karl Malone. So he's NBA All-Star basketball player, right? But it was big into semi trucks. So I think he was either a truck driver before he went into the NBA, or he like learned how to be like he was like a collection of semi trucks.
When you got money, you can collect.
Yeah, I guess so. How cool would that be?
Michael Williams said, please note the S in Stein when he did Frank Kona Stein is the number 5 instead of an S.
Oh, Frank Kona Stein. Oh, Frank
Kona Stein.
Frank Kona Stein.
Art said, not sure if anyone would be bold enough to admit wearing Buster Browns.
Yeah, dude. Buster Browns. You're not that much older than me.
I wore Dr. Scholl's.
What?
Yes.
I've only, let's see, what shoes have I worn in my life?
I used to wear clogs. Anyone remember that? That was a female thing.
Gross. Yeah. Glad I didn't know you. Did you not shave your armpits either?
I didn't because I was young.
Were you doing that whole thing? Yeah. Fun. We spent a time in an old Amish country.
Ken Farrell said, if your welds aren't the best, then go with a rust effect paint job to go with your welding, rat style.
Yeah, I think we're gonna nod towards the rat style of
he said it would blend in. If your welds aren't the best, then paint your rod with the rust style look, and your welding skills will blend in with the paint job.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to do a rust style, but I do have some ideas for the paint job.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to take shape. I'm just excited that you started it, and that I really honestly think you're having fun with it. Like, I don't see a ton of stress. I know things aren't working 100% how you want them or fitting or whatever, but you've actually had a pretty good go of it so far. Yeah. You haven't come up against a ton of hurdles. So
the biggest hurdle was when the welder died.
Yeah.
That was a big hurdle. And then when I was like, I was on a roll and then I'm like, and then my gun jammed
up
because obviously I was too close. And anyway, we talked about that last week. So I changed the tip out, fixed all the stuff, and we were back in business. Great. Love that welder.
Business. Okay. Yeah. So we're just over an hour. I think it would be a good stop.
Yeah. Let's not go too much further, but hey, we're so appreciative of all of you hanging out here on Sketchy Live. We got Kona 5, the truck transformation, down on paper now. So we all now have an idea of where I'm going, where I'm going with this, my plan. We know that what we're dealing with as far as the cab. We're definitely going towards Model T. Back end is really what I'm trying to, very square, but then I'm going to add in the roof element. My plan to have some transition from a little round to very flat, so that there's that flow from all the round to the front of the VW to the back. We've acquired this awesome, again, thanks Bob, right? This 53 Chevy truck bed that saves us a ton of time.
We're talking tailgate, the whole shebang.
Yes. Oh, and I have plans for that, which is I love that Chevy tailgate. Mm-hmm. So my plans is I'm cutting that Chevy embossed piece out so we can put it on the wall.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And then we'll just put another piece of sheet metal over, or maybe we can
customize it.
Or maybe we can get our buddy who does really cool bead rolling.
Ooh.
Once we come up with a name, we'll hire Jim Pollan and maybe he can roll us new script for the back of the bed.
Right.
Oh,
that would be sick.
Yeah.
I love it.
I really am trying to figure out how I can incorporate the elements of what he already did for us with the logo and maybe find a way to put that in the car somewhere too.
I don't know. I like that for the house.
I know.
We have it in our office.
I know. I love where it's at. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh my God.
Is that why you asked me where it was?
Yes. Anyways, so we've got a bed. So we've got plans. So I've got to get, but we've got to put that on the back burner because I can't get ahead of myself. I've got to get this cab done.
Patience.
The cab has got to be secured down. And again, if you aren't aware of how Kona is, the engine, go to Ian Russell's page and watch how Ian is now transforming the bug that his project that he's working on, where he is actually raising the transmission and the engine up to lower the car down lower. Kona 5 already had that process done to it by the previous owner. So a lot of challenges that I'm dealing with the bed and enclosing the cab
is because it's already low.
The tunnel is up 5 inches, 3, 4, 5 inches taller than it. There's no standard bug tunnel. The actual shift linkage is visible. That's another cool element, I think. Ours is visible. So anyways, so that's a cool project that Ian's working on his page, but we're dealing with that same process in ours that we've got to figure out how we're going to cover all that and still allow it to be function because it runs through the cabin into the bed.
I may sneak out there tomorrow while you're working and do a quick live for people.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, for sure.
Just to give them a little highlight, but definitely we will be talking about this again next Monday night. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Hank Dutton for our website. Please head over there and check it out, johnnyjalopy.com. If you're just watching tonight and haven't been on in the last couple weeks and joining us, we did roll out 4 new shirt designs. So you'll definitely want to go check it out. We have new merch up there. And again, any help is any generous help is greatly appreciated because we are going to be heading to Frankenmuth in a couple months and we're gearing up for that show. So we want to know what's popular, what you guys like, so we can make sure we're bringing merchandise that people are going to buy when we go to the show. So definitely check that out. Of course, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and feel free to share. We really want to grow that channel and have a presence over there.
Yes, we're so grateful for all you folks watching on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Have you clicked that on there?
I did.
Okay, cool. So we're so appreciative of all of you hanging out with us on another Monday night. Again, it's ityB iterated, johnnyjalopy.com, hat, stickers, shirts, all kinds of cool apparel. Get it because we're in the full go of car show season. So definitely grab your gear and hit us up. We got lots of cool stuff over there. And as always, stay sketchy. But before you do that, let's pause. We got to do our little thumbnail for the YouTube deal. So do your thumbnail pose. Perfect. All right. We just wanted you guys to see. That's part of what we do too.
We'll see.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
See y'all.